as I'm making a second video here about myself and my own opinions and stories, like the first one. And the opinions I was talking about the last one, whether it was about what I want to talk about right now, but the whole reason I'm doing this one right now is, I just have to talk about the new Godzilla King of the Monsters movie that's going to be in theaters on the 31st of May of next year, 2019. And I just can't wait for it to come out. I was actually looking at news about the film when it was being made or produced, that is, for the past couple of years. And the original director opted out from doing the sequel. The director from the original film, Mr. Edwards, I can't say his first name, I can't pronounce it, that's what I should be saying. So, anyways, yes, I have all the Godzilla movies, from all the Godzilla movies on DVD. And even have a copy of Godzilla 1985 on VHS, which I had since the mid-90s, which includes the cartoon short of Bambi Meets Godzilla in the beginning, which he had in the original actual VHS tape, which I rented years ago, which is a New World Pictures video copy, of the movie. But this is a different company that released the movie on VHS. And surprisingly, I remember buying it at, yes, you won't believe it, Toys R Us. Of all places, they were selling Godzilla movies at Toys R Us. And I was young, so I actually was still buying action figures. Even action figures of Godzilla. That's when I began to notice that there were other different sorts of monsters that I didn't know actually before. Like, I saw Mega King Ghidorah there, and I was like, what is that? I don't know. A robotic King Ghidorah? That's kind of strange. Even though I would refer to him as Ghidorah, because I didn't know about his actual real name. But later on, my local video store just sold the old Godzilla movie, the Showa series, and then I eventually went to Blockbuster, and they actually the Heisei series films, and that's why I began to finally notice that there were actually Godzilla movies after Godzilla 1985, Godzilla versus Biollante, where he actually comes out of the volcano, because I thought when I watched Godzilla 1985, I thought he actually just burned to death at the end of that movie, but actually he was really just buried in the volcano. But of course, he got out of the volcano with the whole dynamo explosives and everything, which is really an epic moment how he came out of the volcano like that. And I really enjoyed that movie a lot. And then the sequel came with Godzilla vs. King Ghidorah, and that was even as better, or even more better, I think, than the other movie, than Biollante. Loved that movie. But unfortunately, I didn't manage to see the other 4 films, because even though later on in life I'm told that the Godzilla vs. Destroyer movie was the way of Godzilla saying goodbye, his way of just dying completely. But of course, it was ruined by TriStar releasing that thing from 1998. Toho knew it was a big embarrassment, so they had to rejuvenate the series once again just a year later. The 6 films, with the last one being Godzilla Final Wars. And we have plenty of Godzilla stuff. I even have a Godzilla bank, Godzilla slippers, and here's some figures, some big ones here up there as Godzilla for the Millennium series. And I don't know if that's Mega Godzilla. I can't really pronounce his name, but Kaya gets Kiryu, I can't. And Gigan, and even the other one from the other movie, from the newer American version, That one I don't know the name of it, but I even had this little card, trading card I had Godzilla and King Ghidorah in it with a nice artist and description back and everything. And the true thing about it, first movie I actually watched, even though I didn't really watch the full version of it, I was around like 3 or 4 years old. It was Ghidorah the Three-Headed Monster, and it was, I remember being showed on WLIB TV 56, which is, I think, Channel 9 right now, or it's a CW network today, It was just held there. It was actually on a blank VHS tape, recorded on it, and unfortunately, the whole movie wasn't on it. I just remember the scene in the part where they're trying to talk about what to do with the monster, and the twin fairies agree that all the other monsters can take on King Ghidorah, and then all of a sudden, then King Ghidorah came out of nowhere and just wrecked up everything. And just when one building destroyed, one thing destroyed, another building destroyed, it was just one of the most craziest, most phenomenal things I ever saw, And I was just young too, so I was just like, "Whoa, this is so cool." I love it. And I just love the final battle at the end. Godzilla goes through the bridge and they manage to get Ghidorah out of the earth and everything. They fought him off. He basically just flew away. And yes, I just fell in love with it. And two actual just stupid VHS tapes I had were Godzilla versus Megalon and Godzilla versus the Sea Monster, aka Emperor Heart of the Deep. I'm not too sure where I got those films. I actually think my brother actually got them because those two movies, by coincidence, were riffed on Mystery Science Theater 3000, and my brother liked that show, and I still like that show a lot too. I still watch the old episodes on YouTube. I don't really watch like the newer ones on Netflix and everything. I just heard the original cast and crew from the original series. So, anyways, back to Godzilla. Yeah, those are two films I were watching, and liking Jet Jaguar, even though I didn't know he was really a ripoff from the Ultraman and everything, knockoff. I didn't even know what Ultraman was back then, so you can't sue me and everything for that. And and everything about it, James from Cinemassacre can say that he's one of the well-known Godzilla fans on the web, but quite frankly, me, Freebleepe, here from Worcester, Massachusetts, is to me the true Godzilla fan of them all. And if you, James, want to compete about that, you go ahead if you want to. You and me, just like you and Nostalgia Critic. And I don't even like Nostalgia Critic. I just think he's annoying and stupid, but you're the best. I think you can even kick his ass if you wanted to. But the true story, also, James, when you keep talking about the Godzilla versus Megalon US poster that features them on top of the World Trade Center and how you think it's not completely rational for them being there. Well, let me tell you. Originally, the film was released in Japan in 1973, but then it took about 3 years later for the film to come here as a cut up and re-edited English dub version with scenes that were cut. But now I have the DVD that actually have those scenes in it. But they originally cut when I had watching them on the original VHS version that I had watched years ago. But the thing is, they were on top of those film towers because the remake of King Kong, the first remake, came out that same year. So to compete with the competition and theater goers, to just wanted to have the same type of poster that King Kong was on, because the 1976 movie poster King Kong had him on top of both his foot on one tower and his foot on another, and he was ready to throw a plane that he just crushed. So it just all in comparison with the same thing about the poster that King Kong had that year in the same poster. And the planes that are coming around shooting at them actually have little megalons in them. If you look closely, I would do that in another video, but I need another camera because this is my webcam. I'm doing this right now. So, yeah, James, I love your videos. I love your channel. But to me, you have to look for somebody who actually is a true Godzilla fan. And right here, I've been a fan since I was like 3 or 4 years old. And I've been watching all the movies for all the years. I know everything about them. So give me a holler if you really want to confront me. Okay? Anyway, I still like you anyways. I just said. Okay, this is the end. See you later. For now, I'll be back for the third video of this. Bye.